What do we have here? Oh, we have a little box. Let's see what's inside the box. La caja. Here we have a notebook and a pen. And we have a little scroll, some leaves, and some leather. Well, we know that God gave us the Bible by speaking to some men, and those men wrote it down. And back in those days, they didn't have paper and books like we do. They would write it in scrolls on these long pieces of parchment or leather, and they write it down and then roll them up, and that's how they would read their books. They were scrolls. Scrolls were made out of either plants that were dried and formed into like type of paper, or leather, very thin leather. So God gave us the Bible by speaking to men who wrote it down on scrolls. We got books later, but that's pretty interesting. Thank you, Sonrisa. In the second box, we have, oh, look at here. Here it looks like we have a fisherman, a shepherd, a soldier, just a regular guy.
Hello.
A prophet, a king, a doctor, and even a little businessman. The Bible was written by 40 different men. And these 40 different men lived at different times, and they even had different jobs. One of the people who helped write the Bible was a fisherman. Another one was a shepherd. There was one author that was a soldier, just a regular guy, a king, a prophet. Even a doctor helped write the Bible, and a businessman. Un pescador, un pastor, un soldado, un hombre normal, un profeta, un rey, un doctor, y un hombre de negocios. So the Bible was written by different kinds of people in different places. That's pretty amazing. Let's see what else is inside the bag. Oh, look at all these little books. Look at, there's so many books in here. And we have the number 1. Did you know that the word Bible means the divine library? As you know, the Bible is one big book filled with a whole bunch of little books, libros pequeños. And in a library, we find a whole bunch of books. So the word Bible means divine library. But the number 1 or first, what could that mean? The Bible was the very first book to be printed on Gutenberg's printing press. You see, a long time ago, before there were machines, anytime someone wanted to write a book, they had to write it with a pen and paper. If they wanted another book, they had to write the same book over again with a pen and paper. But Gutenberg created a machine that would print books. It would make it faster. And the very first book that he printed on his printing press was the Bible. Good job. So the Bible means the divine library. Let's see what this could be. Oh, what is that? I think they're upside down, al revés. Oh, they're numbers. But these numbers are all mixed up. But look, there's 2 numbers that are the same. So we're going to put those together. And Let's see, do these go together? No. Do these go together? Yes. Okay. How about these? No. There you go. These match. And then we have these two that are just by themselves. Well, let's see here. We know that the Bible is one big book. So here we have the number 1 that stands for one book, un libro. But inside the Bible, there are 66 little books. 66 little books. That's a whole bunch of books. Did you know that my bookshelf has 66 books on it? It does. So all of these books are inside our one big book, the Bible. So 66 little books inside one big book. And number 2, we know that the Bible is split into 2 sections, the Old Testament, el Antiguo Testamento, and the New Testament. And there are 27 books in the New Testament, el Nuevo Testamento, and 39 books in the Old Testament. Let's flip these around. So 39 books, 39 libros in the Old Testament, Antiguo Testamento, and 27 books in the New Testament, el Nuevo Testamento. That was so much fun! One big book that has 66 little books inside of it. Those 66 books are split into 2 sections. The Old Testament with 39 books and the New Testament with 27. That was kind of fun. Let's see if there are any more boxes inside Sonrisa's bag. Looks like there's another one. It's a magnifying glass. What do you do with a magnifying glass? You look for things. So, how do we find verses or what we want to read in the Bible? You know the answer. First, we have to look for the book. Genesis is the first book, so we would find the book of Genesis. Or if you wanted Matthew, that's the first book in the New Testament. You have to find the book that you're looking for. Then you have to find the big number and then the little number. So if you find the big number 2, then you need to find the little number 6 or whatever number the verse is. So we know how to find verses and chapters and books in the Bible.